YouTube. So it's Tuesday and I'm here for another tag video. This is the bookshelf book tag and it was created by Serena of a Wandering Mind and I found it on Scally Dandling About the Books channel. Sorry for looking down, I'm looking at the questions. But before I get into the questions, I just want to say, for any of you who have been watching my channel for like since the beginning, if there's anyone out there that's been doing that, you'll notice that I haven't had a bookcase behind me to show any books because I didn't own hardly any physical books for the longest time. It's only been in the last like 6 months or so now that I'm not moving and I can actually like have some books. I have a lot of good bookstores at my fingertips now, or in my vicinity, that I've started to buy a bookcase and fill it in. So I have actually physical books to show you, which is great. I'm not gonna diss my ebooks at all because I love them dearly, but it's nice to actually have some physical books as well. So let's get into the questions. The first one is, how many bookshelves do you have? As far as like bookcases, I have this one, and there's one more in the living room. There's only like one shelf on there that's mine. The rest are my boyfriend's books, like comic books and like sci-fi fantasy. Like they're mine too, but they're not. I'll read them here and there, but they're not ones I picked out myself. And so as far as bookshelves, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12. But as far as mine, there's the 6 here and one more, so 7. But the bottom one here is empty. I just keep it for books that I've hauled throughout the month, and I just put them there so that when I finish, when I do my haul video, then I will sort them and put them in the right spot. So I haven't managed to fill it in enough to need to use that last one. Let's see, number 2, how many books are on your bookshelves, or how many books do you think you have? And I looked right here, I have like nonfiction here, and there's big chunky books, and it's like around like 20 books, but then the smaller books, I don't know, maybe like 50. So maybe overall 150 or so would be my guess. Number 3, how do you organize your books? I organize them by genre. So I have like my history here, I have nonfiction at the bottom, so I have history, biography, and then I have like diaries, and I have nature writing, I have children's books, and I have mystery at the top, romance, fiction, classics. So I have them grouped, like you would see in a store. And I like it that way. I'm not so nitty gritty about it, like having it by author, like last name, but they are like easily findable for me. Perfect. So I can do this tag. Let's see. Number 4. What is the oldest book on your shelf? And that would be, and I'm not 100% sure, but I didn't have many books to choose from. The Valley Below by Alice Marriott, and I went by publisher date, or not publisher date, but like the copy itself. I do have like Beowulf. That would be the oldest one, but not the actual print version. And so this is about, I haven't read this yet, but it's about, I think it's about 2 women who go to New Mexico when it's just an Indian territory, and their story of like carving out a living there and like, settling it, or like being part of that settle movement, I believe. So yeah, there's that one. And then let's see, the next question is number 5 is, what is the newest book on your shelf? And this is one I haven't shown yet, but this is The British Are Coming: The War for America, Lexington to Princeton, 1775 to 77, Volume 1 of the Revolution trilogy by Rick Atkinson. And I have this little sticker here. I don't often buy new releases, and this isn't a new release. It came out, I think, a year or 2 ago. But I was in Barnes & Noble, and I saw it was for $10, and I think history books can be very expensive, especially buy them new. They're like, I don't know, between $30 and $50, depending what you're getting. And this was originally $40, so I've actually previously borrowed this from my library, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. So like now having the physical copy, that'll prompt me, hopefully, to read it sooner rather than later. And then, let's see, number 6 is, what is the longest book on your bookshelf? And that would be Brandon Sanderson's Oathbringer. This is book 3 of the Stormlight Archive series, and it is quite the hefty book. This has, let's see, I know it's well over 1,000 pages. 1,243 pages. And so when I read this book, I read it on the Kindle. Like, I just could not handle like holding this this big heavy book for that length of time. Let's see, number 7 is, what is the shortest book on your bookshelf? And that would be Patricia McLaughlin's journey. And this is 83 pages. So very nice and slender. Then I have number 8, what is the predominant genre on your bookshelf? And I was actually surprised by this when I was looking through it. I was like, okay, it's going to be nonfiction. But it actually isn't. For the last year and a half, I've been slowly working my way through the Newbery Prize, like, winners and runner-up lists. And so with that, I have been, like, perusing my free libraries in the local free libraries and, bookshops here and there. And when I see like Newbery books, then I will snatch them up. So I have around like 40 or so children's books. And so, yeah, I would have thought like not nature or nonfiction, but yeah, no, children's books. And that kind of makes sense in a way because I have, even though I haven't filled this in yet, I do have limited space. And so children's book, like little tiny things like this, like I can actually, have quite the amount and they don't take up that much space. And I don't know if I'll keep these or not. This is just like, I'll have them on hand when I get to them, because I'm reading the Newbery books in chronological order, and so when I get to them, I have it on hand, and I don't have to worry about like hunting it down at a library or anything like that. Let's see. Number 9 is, have you done a bookshelf tour? No, I haven't, and like the main reason, like I said at the beginning of this video, is that I didn't have a bookcase or bookshelf tour to walk you through anything. I had maybe like 5-10 books on hand, and so I didn't see really a point or even how to manage to display them behind me, but now I do. So like maybe once I fill this in a bit, I at least get the bottom shelf done and then I will do a bookshelf tour. Let's see. Number 10 is, go on a random number generator and talk about the book that corresponds with that number. And I got a random number of 22, and so that is Summer at Lake Haven by Rayanne Thayne. And I love the cover of this book. I'm gonna read this summer for sure. But yeah, I really like Rayanne Thayne's writing. She writes kind of like along the lines of like Debbie Maycomb, like the clean romance stories that are just like have a really nice ending. And yeah, so there's that. And then let's see, number 11. Do you have fan merch or any other decorations on your bookshelf? And I actually do have something. I've had this for quite a while. My boyfriend was into collecting these like little pop thingies. I know nothing about it, but I saw this one like one time he was in the store looking for these little, he has like the boxes, but I took this out of the box because like I used to watch the Sailor Moon TV show when I was a kid, and I've read a couple of the manga books. But I got it mainly for the cat. This is Luna, and I had a black cat named Winnie, and she was like the star of my show here. She was the co-star of my BookTube channel, and so the black cat just really reminded me of my cat Winnie. And so this is Serena, and she's like the main character of the Sailor Moon. She is Sailor Moon. So yeah, there's that. And let's see, number 12. Show us your bookshelves. So I'm not going to do that right now because I do have plans to do a bookshelf tour once I have filled this in. So, stay tuned to see that. And maybe it could be like 2 months from now. It could be 4 months from now. I don't know. It just depends on how quick I can fill these up. And if I make a lot of trips to Powell's or something like, or library book sales, then yeah, that would be sooner than later. But we'll see. Anyway, if I'm not going to there's no prompt here to tag anyone. But yeah, if you're interested in doing this video and you want to show off some of your bookshelves, then please feel free to do that. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, BookTube.